Good afternoon from Kirksville, Missouri. I think I have got things right. Let me check and make sure on this mic. Looks like it's working well. I just want to make sure this is still muted. All right, I had to remute it. All right. Uh, Today, I'm still getting over the shock of it all. We'll have to see, at least as far as I know right now, and I really haven't uh, checked even CNN today. They want to hold up the bright and shiny object of who's in the lead in the Democratic race. I know that's important too. Uh, so, what I wanted to do is just point out a few things and get on to a few people. Uh, as this all came down at 51-49 in the vote, I believe it's Monday, they'll have closing arguments on this. But we all know that the fix was in from the very start. Hello, Bonnie. Hello, Maria. Oh, well, I don't think Maria's gotten back yet. Hello, Velda. All right. Like I was saying, we all knew the fix was in from the very start of this. We knew how it was going to come out. We've got too many Russian assets that are sitting in the Senate to begin with. And the whole thing, I'll just give an analogy of the way it seems that it came down to me and other people. Hello, Lisa. How you doing today? Um, the whole things reeks of no trial. Liken it to a bank robbery, for instance. Okay, and letting your depositors decide what is to be done with the robber. That's exactly what this looks like. You're going to let the, and I'll skip on. I'm kind of in a hurry. I want to get back for the meeting. We have to go off for a few minutes, but I still got this to do. I just wanted to ask the Republicans, what year do you remove a president? Marco Rubio. Because it's an election year, you can't remove a president. And he's the one that was calling Donnie before he was elected. He said he was a con man. Lindsey Graham said he was a kook. I'm wondering if Marco was among the ones that went to Russia. I heard, and this is just a rumor, but I heard Cuomo saying it last night that John Kennedy had come on and said that he didn't realize how far off and how many things he didn't know in this trial because he watches Fox like Donnie. They don't know what's going on. And the others that do know what's going on have been paid off in Russia. They've been told, follow this big idiot if you want to stay in office, because they would use their money and their hacking for the other party, our party. I guarantee that's the kind of bullshit that's going on. I also want to say, let me look through here. Patrick Cipollone, according to Bolton's book, and I think he spoke out about it yesterday, Mulvaney, the president, their president, and Cipollone were there when they came up with this whole scheme. And he's out there defending their president. He shouldn't even been a part of it. That's the things that when you don't have any evidence in a trial, this is what kind of bullshit we get. Somebody that is in the loop was out there defending him. Give me a damn break. Damn. It's just trying to, and I'll make a bet on something right now. We all know that Giuliani is being investigated by the FBI for his involvement with Les Parnes and Igor Fruin. You watch that investigation into Giuliani will be dropped because Bill Barr is in the back pocket. Let's talk about a little nepotism we have going on. All right. We've got Trumps everywhere in the White House. I don't even have to call out the names because you know who they are. Also, Giuliani's son works in the White House. Bill Barr's son-in-law or daughter-in-law works in the White House. It's nepotism all the way through and through. There's more nepotism in this regime than ever existed in any other regime or administration, excuse me. Theirs is a regime, not what has happened in the past. Yeah, there was a little nepotism with John F. Kennedy and his brother Bobby. But other than that, you hadn't seen this kind of nepotism before. I mean, it's everywhere. Anybody that is a relative and close to their president gets a job where they can feed off the taxpayer dollars. Shit. And at least I covered that because I feel like now that they've done what they've done, they will make sure that even if Donnie has to fire Christopher Wray with the FBI, that investigation into Giuliani is going to disappear now. Let's see. But I know one thing, and this is the positive and the hopeful in this. The truth will come out. The truth is coming out every day. This is going to make those that voted no to witnesses and evidence and documents, they're going to look kind of stupid when they didn't know the full story. They didn't give a shit because they don't care about what the story is because they're all feeding off the fascists that gather around the White House to get favors done. Nobody can tell me that this isn't fascism. It is. And it's worse than it's ever been. It's always been there. You can go back and look at World War II. AT&T was providing phone lines for Adolf Hitler during World War II. Standard Oil was providing their gasoline. Those were Ford engines in their vehicles that they were using in World War II. Coca-Cola was providing Coke for them during World War II. This is probably the biggest bunch of fascists ever. And this is feeding the military-industrial complex. Donnie goes around Congress and stealing money from military families. Yeah, they care about the military and the veterans. Yeah, tell me another fairy tale, you assholes. And of course, I mentioned that what the hell was a man involved in being in the loop doing defending their president? Come out there and lie. And totally Berkowitz made an idiot out of himself. It's all right to ask foreign power because it's in the Donnie believes it's in the public interest. And another thing about that really stinks, he said nothing in, and I'll remind them, the Republicans, that was a transcript that wasn't the actual conversation. They kept saying, read the transcript. You know why? Because they knew damn well his base wasn't going to read anything. Let's see what else I got. And the House, I'm hoping, and I think they will, they'll keep investigating and calling Bolton and John Kelly. Oh, you're a real patriot, John Kelly. You run your mouth on the sidelines and don't demand to be seen by Congress. How's that being a patriot? Huh? You and John Bolton both disgust me, because why didn't you get into it sooner? You had a chance to go to the House and John Bolton, and you didn't do it. And I just wanted to mention the coronavirus. Something could have been done a lot earlier on that. And now, with a criminal president, what we have to worry about is he will use that virus to declare martial law. And if he can do that, then he can keep us in martial law through the next election that he can't leave because we're in a dangerous situation. And this is my Friday. I want to look through the chat. You better believe it, Joe. The situation that we have got to, number one, keep calling them, tell them this is not acceptable. They all know the man's a criminal. They have no control over him. It's just a matter of time till he does something else and tells them he's the president and they're not. That he can do any damn thing he wants since he's going to be acquitted. He was going to claim he's no longer impeached. That's not true, but that's what he will be telling it. And how do you acquit when you didn't have a fair trial? Nowhere in our history has there ever been a trial with no witnesses, and that includes impeachment. There were witnesses, there were documents, there was evidence. But in this one, no, they just skip over that. They don't want to know the truth because they do not give a shit about the American people or even their voters. This is about a power grab and money grab that the Republicans and the GOP are deeply involved in. It's one of their dreams for the last 40 years. They wanted to pull this kind of bullshit. Now they have. And now, instead of democracy, we have a dictator in the White House. That's not right. It's not going to stay that way. If we have to get out in the streets, I was proud to see the sworn the Senate, but I don't know about you. I didn't see it anywhere except online on ACT TV. Nobody else was covering it because the shiny object was over here in the Senate, not what was going outside. They didn't care about that. And since it happened, they hadn't said a damn word about it. Velda was right in what she was saying. She was saying that they take little snippets and little clips, and that's all they're showing you. They're not showing you all the news. That's why all of us that are voicing what we do, we have to stay on top of things. We have to look at all kind of material. We have to Google a lot of things. we have to keep on top of this. Because if we don't, we're going to end up with a dictator that gets back in, because they're going to cheat every way they can this time. And they'll have the help of Russia, they'll have the help of Turkey and Saudi Arabia, all because of Trump's business connections. Got to do for Donnie, because he'll sell us weapons, he'll sell nukes to the Saudis. By the way, you Republicans, don't you remember that 15 out of the 19 and 9/11 were Saudis? Oh, you don't like to talk about that, do you? All right, I'm going to let you go today, a little short time. I want to get somewhere and get back here for the meeting. I look forward very much to the Blue Dot family getting together, because being a Blue Dot in a red state, Missouri, I'm all in with this. This is my job. In fact, I ran into somebody I used to work with down at the Salvation Army, and he was wondering if I worked, and I told him I'm working 6 days a week doing this. And I have a feeling he already knew that anyway, because I've got quite a few Blue Dots from the Salvation Army Church that I work for. Don't have any doubt the store. They are leaning so far to the right, it's unreal. Kind of got, if it wasn't me, my step grandfather was a very abrupt person, and I think that's where I get a lot of, when I believe in something, I don't give a flying fuck what people think about it. I let them know where I stand. All right. I got my address on here for your card, letters, and donations. It is not a requirement. I am a Blue Dot family member. I do this for the Blue Dot family, and for the hope of our future, that we will take back, not only will take back even more of the house. There's quite a few stinkers in there we've got to get rid of, like that Jim Jordan and that Doug Collins. They need to go home. We'll take back the Senate. There's going to be accountability at the end of this, so that they end up going home. How are they going to explain you had a trial but you had no evidence? 75% of Americans wanted to see witnesses in this trial, and they just ignored. Excuse me. No. But I will let you go. And it truly was infuriating to have to sit through this and know the whole time that's the way it was going to go. That Mikowski comes out and says that Congress, does she really understand she's a part of that Congress? That they failed? I just don't understand her no vote. Excuse that cough. Well, thank you all for coming today. We've got that Super Bowl going on. That's the reason I'm looking forward to the family meeting tonight, because we know where everybody's attending will be tomorrow night. I want you to share this shit. If you are new here, go down and subscribe. We're at 127 subscribers. We're also Rant and Randy's Rant, the True Patriots group, is now at 333 members, and both of these are still growing. every time I come out here. I was surprised this last time. I was at 124 before I did my last YouTube show. Then looked out there yesterday, I'm at 127. So that was up by 3. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2, and now it's 3. So that is looking good for this channel, for the Blue Dot family. Um, Anyone new, we are the guardians of liberty, and we must get out that vote. We must all put aside. We can have our favorite candidates, but I've explained this before. Don't go dissing somebody else's candidate on any of their posts or their. They can say who they're for. Um, I'm back and forth on it, so I'm not even going to say anything. Besides that, I try to stay unbiased on this while it goes on. Yeah, I've got my favorites, and we'll see how it works out. But I will never put down somebody else's candidate. Like Richard Anderson said on Thursday, we cannot have a circular firing squad. That's not going to work. We can't be putting each other down. That's what they want us to do, and that's what the Russians want us to do, is stay so divided that we can't do anything about their useful idiot in the White House. All right, I will let you go with peace, resist, and persist, and keep calling them, folks. Uh, if you're in an area you can organize, we need to hit the streets. We have got to have, even if it's small protests, let's let them know that we've had enough. Enough is enough. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. So I will let you go at this time. I'll see you on Monday. I'll be watching the game tomorrow night, pulling for the Kansas City Chiefs. Uh, It's close to where I live, so that's the name of that game. All right, have a good one, and I'll see you soon on Monday on Facebook. Be there. Bye bye. Share this shit.